Hello everyone, this is Teamwork Book Review Project. Firstly, let me introduce the members of Group F. First, Siti Amiera Fatma Binti Jaffre. Second, Faza Farihin Binti Mazlan. Third, Atikah Binti Ando. Fourth, Nurul Khairani Binti Surian. And the last is me, Nurul Amiza Binti Amiruddin. Novel is Of Mice and Men, written by John Steinbeck. Born on February 27, 1902 in Salinas, California. He is an American novelist. The novel was published in 1937. The novel has 107 pages. Inspired by their own experience working alongside migrant farm workers as a teenagers in the 1910s. Setting: Soledad, California. The majority of the story of Mice and Men take place on a ranch in Soledad, California. Salinas River. The story begins and ends at the Salinas River, a few miles outside of the ranch where George and Lenny start working. The bunkhouse. The bunkhouse is the home of another worker on Lenny and George's farm and residence. Croc was not allowed to stay in the bunkhouse because he was a colored person. The barn is Croc's residence because he is not allowed to stay in the bunkhouse. The barn is a dark and lonely place. The place was also Curly's wife killed by Lenny.
My name is Atikah Binti Ando, and I will present about moral value and my opinion about the novel Of Mice and Men. The moral value in this novel is friendship. This is because the main characters, George and Lenny, have a good friendship and they have the same dream of wanting to open a farm. Although George and Lenny each have their shortcomings, they remain together and protect each other, especially George, who always protects Lenny from Carl and his wife. In my opinion, this novel is very good to read, and it gives a good effect on the reader, especially from the main characters, namely George and Lenny. In addition, the storyline written by Steinbeck can make the reader know a little about the Great Depression that is happening in America, especially to teenagers born in a modern era today. Therefore, I strongly encourage teenagers to read this novel so that they get a lot of lessons and can adapt to their lives.
My name is Nurul Khairani Binti Surian. I will present about the main characters and the plot of the novel Of Mice and Men. This novel has two main characters. First character is Lenny Small, who has a mental disability, loves furry little animals, has problems with the strength of one hand that always accidentally kills living things. Second is George Milton, is the guardian and good friend of Lenny since childhood. His physique is small and efficient. He also has a kind heart. The plot begins with two characters who try to survive while wanting to fulfill their dream of having their own land. After that, Candy offered them $350 to pitch in the end of the month. But everything did not go as planned. Lenny, with the strength of his hand, always causes problems such as killing Poppy and Curly's wife. At the end, George kills Lenny after finding out Lenny has created problem again.
Hello everyone, I'm Siti Amiera Fatma Binti Jaffre, and I will talk about this novel plot diagram. The conflict started when Lenny and George are best friends on a road trip. But this isn't that fun kind of road trip with wacky adventures. They are broke and looking for work on the farm of Northern California. The broke part is a problem since they're planning on owning a farm someday. George is the brains behind this operation, while Lenny is, well, a few crayons short of a 164 colors box. The duo can't hold down jobs for long because of Lenny's childlike mentality and odd fetish for petting things, which includes mice, rabbits, puppies, and women. The rising action is where after leaving a previous job, because Lenny mistakenly grabbed a woman by her dress, the two are forced to find a new ranch. Trouble seems to follow them. Curly, the boss son, immediately takes a dislike to Lenny and picks on him. I think Curly's wife, who creates problems by constantly seeking the man's attention. Despite these problems, the boys make friends with the ranch hands, especially Candy, who offers up a large sum of money towards getting their own farm. They feel closer than ever to achieving their dream. The climax is when Lenny was given a puppy by Slim and is in the barn tending it. Carly's wife enters and they begin to talk. Without realizing it, Lenny grabs her hair because he likes soft things. When she gets nervous and tells him to stop, he panics and breaks her neck. The falling action started when Lenny was given specific instruction by George that if anything bad happened, he should hide near the river. George meets him there. And the resolution of the novel is when Curly's wife's body is discovered and Curly wants revenge. George finds Lenny near the river and shoots him in the head to protect him. I can feel the sorrow of George having to kill his best friend. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Faza Farihin Binti Mazlan. I will share about the conclusion for the book of Mice and Men along with my recommendation on this book. For the conclusion, at the end of the story, as a result of Lenny's uncontrollable actions, he accidentally kills Curly's wife. Lenny remembers to run back to the riverbed and wait for George. After reciting their mutual dream of owning a farm one more time, George spares Lenny from Curly's wrath by shooting Lenny in the back of the head. George's action was to avoid Lenny's suffer at the hands of Curly. Of Mice and Men is a novel about how characters struggle against loneliness caused by situations that is beyond their ability. John Steinbeck, who is the author of this book, is a man who cares about the suffering of people during the times of the Great Depression, points out in a realistic way that other factors contribute to their inevitable situation. Thus, through this work, he showed the social problems that society often faces, including the problem of loneliness. Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck is a powerful and touching tale of friendship set during the Great Depression. This book is about two friends who have been friends since childhood, but one of them has mental disability and loves to pet soft things. After that, on their journey to a ranch where they found work, they chat and dream of having their own farm. After a long time working there, a conflict began to arise when Lenny had accidentally killed Curly's wife. Knowing that their dream is out of reach and a lynch mob is pursuing Lenny, George kills Lenny as an act of mercy. I was a researcher and reader of this novel. Think the storyline of Mice and Men has an interesting beginning and ending. Its powerful ending is climactic and shocking to the extreme. Also have various feelings such as loneliness, anger, happiness, suspense, sadness, and so on. This helps the reader to read without feeling bored. Overall, this book was worth reading because for me, the ending of this story is very far from my guess. Because who would have thought a friend was willing to kill his friend even though that was not the real intention?